Well, Michael, well done. Everyone was well aware of the importance of the match going into it, and your team have managed to deliver 3 points. How are you feeling?
Yeah, feeling great. Obviously, relieved is probably the overriding feeling today. I mean, the type of game that it was always going to be. There was going to be a lot of tension, a lot of anxiety. I felt that. I think the players felt that at times. But you know, I don't think there was sort of too many moments in the game where I felt uncomfortable, if I'm being honest, or I felt like we were going to concede. Obviously, Will's had to make one big save in the first half, but apart from that, felt very, very comfortable.
And what a goal to win the game, a goal worthy of winning any game, you might say.
Yeah, and listen, Scholes is capable of that. Obviously, I worked with him for 2.5 years, as you know, at Lincoln, and I know the type of goals he can score. He likes a spectacular one. We want him to get a few more tap-ins. You know, that's important. I think he knows that. But it's a wonderful goal, wonderful strike. Like I say, I'm used to him, or I was used to him over a period of time, scoring goals like that on a reasonably regular basis.
Yeah, I think the ball was won initially by Sam Klukas, who again just underlining his quality today, his importance to the team throughout.
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, you know, Sam, you don't play as many games in the Premier League as Sam does without having quality. I suppose what many people might be surprised at is the energy and the fitness levels that he's still got at the age of 35, is he? Yeah, 35, is he? Yeah. You know, I don't think people would expect him to be able to do what he's doing from that point of view, but he's just got an enthusiasm for the game. He loves football. He loves coming in and training and being involved, and yeah, it's a bonus that we've got him.
And he went close to doubling the advantage on a number of occasions. What was it like for you, stood there seeing decent chances coming and going, and he was staying at 1-0?
Very frustrating. You know, I suppose that was our frustration midweek, wasn't it, at Northampton? You know, create so many opportunities, maybe not as clear cut as the other night, but obviously there was one or two in there that were very, very clear cut. But no, listen, I can be critical, and I need to be critical at the right moment. Right now, I'm going to praise them and say, you know, well done. It was a difficult game to deal with under the circumstances. Everybody knew what the situation was, so to keep a clean sheet, to score a goal like we did to win the game, and be fairly comfortable in the game as well, I can only say well done to him. And
he had to change things around up front with George Lloyd injured. Chukwuemeka, you told us before the game, picking up an injury as well. Ishmael Kabir playing further forward today alongside John Marquis. Happy with how it all played out in that regard? Yeah,
I think so. I mean, obviously, you know, when we never had Lloydie available for the game because he pulled out of training on Thursday, I think yesterday one of the biggest things that we spoke about as a group of staff was, you know, having some kind of pace if we could on that top line. You know, we all know what John's qualities are and capabilities are, but pace has never been one of them, you know, even when he was in his early 20s. So I felt having two up there as well would help us instead of having the 2 10s like we have recently. So yeah, Cabs was a pretty easy choice in the end when we sort of sat down and spoke about it. And listen, he did ever so well today. He did great. I mean, he will need to improve, and he will get better at the final moment. You know, there's a few times in the first half where he took shots and it might have been easy to slide someone in, and then obviously his big moment, you know, came and went pretty quickly in the second half, and you could tell that affected him for 5 or 6 minutes. He was a little bit, you know, rabbit in the headlights, but then he come through it again and he helped the team, which was important.
And at the end, nice scenes again for yourself and the players to enjoy a third successive home victory now at the Meadow with the home supporters.
Yeah, and 3 clean sheets to add as well, which is massively important. So, I mean, listen, we've been craving that as a football club, haven't we? Even before I got here, you know, a little bit of rhythm, a little bit of consistency at home. We went so long without winning a game at home, and it feels great to give the fans something back. Obviously, we've got a long way to go, and we're still in a very precarious position. I get that, but you know, within that dressing room, you know, we want to, you know, give them an opportunity to scream and shout and cheer, and I'm glad they got that again today.
Clearly you want to be much higher in the League Two table, but you have gone up a few places, I understand. I think it's 20th tonight, having started in 23rd, so progress there. Happy? Encouraged?
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, that was one of the things I did say to the players without trying to be a smart ass. I did say that, we would go up 2 or 3 places if we got the 3 points, and then it's up to us then to kick on and really threaten the teams above us. I think what it's done is obviously it's given us an opportunity to get 5 points adrift of Newport, and then a few weeks ago, we wanted to suck as many people into this situation as we possibly could, and I think results did that. I think a few people, when we got the 2 wins and 2 draws, were probably hoping and expecting us to be a little bit clear of the drop zone, but teams above us were losing, teams around us were winning, so big win to that today. Huge win for us, and hopefully we can capitalise on it.
And just finally, you told us before the game about the illness and Taylor Perry not being able to be involved today. Are you hoping you're over the worst of this at the club in terms of the illness that's affected a few of the players and the staff? Yeah,
hopefully. Listen, I was tempted to sort of not make sure nobody turns up on Monday morning and try and sort of get rid of this, but so far there's only sort of, from a player's point of view, TP. Obviously, believe it or not, the majority have been the staff that have gone down. Listen, we've got today out of the way. There's obviously another day tomorrow. We're, like I say, we're still in a position that is a little bit uncomfortable for all of us. So we want to do it right. I'm hoping that these couple of days away from the training ground, hopefully, have give us that opportunity to try and get it away. But I mean, listen, that might change. We might get a phone call tonight and tomorrow, and 1 or 2 players go down. We'll have to sort of rethink it and have another look at it. But right now, luckily it's just been TP.
Well done today. Thanks for your time, Michael.
Cheers.